Good morning. Welcome to Training Tuesday. I am Suzanne Castle, creator and founder of the Sparkle Factor. Every Tuesday, almost, I'm here about this time almost to just pour into you, to give you a couple of training tidbits on how to align your life and your business, how to show up in the way that you want to, how to reset your mind. Today, we have a special guest with us, the lovely Blenda Aycock. Let me tell you about this woman. This woman, I don't even know how many companies now. She has risen to the top 1%, sometimes 0.5% of the company because of her ability to call into people a way to think about what they're doing in the world, how to show up differently, and honestly, how to be a consistent leader. So I tapped her today to talk about consistent leadership, give you a couple of tidbits that you can use right now today, whether you're a leader of a company or the leader of your life. Being consistent is really important. We're having that conversation. Blenda, welcome. So glad you're here.
Thank you. I so appreciate you. I'm so excited for today and really bringing some value to some folks.
Me too. Me too. I know that we're going to talk about Verve later because you will be on the Verve stage this year. You are the one person, literally, I don't know if you know this, if we've even talked about this. You are the one person that has done something at Verve since the beginning every year. The only person. There is not anyone else. And you are my first call once we set our dates to see if it's still aligning with your work and what we're going to do. So we're going to talk about that. But I want to start there because you embody exactly what you're going to talk about, which is how do you show up? How do you pour into people? How are you consistent? So give us a little bit of the way that you're walking in the world right now when you're thinking about leadership.
Oh, thank you so much. The two things that I want to share with you today, and you've said that word 3 times, is consistency and connecting. So if you're taking notes or driving in your car, just mentally take a note.
Yes.
Am I consistent and am I connecting? Now, one thing that is so important, and I was sharing this with a young man not too long ago that was just starting college, and I met him at an event. He was there with his dad, and I said, can I offer you something that will expand your life every day, every year? And he goes, yes, he's hanging on every word. And I said, be consistent to connect with people.
Yes.
And he goes, okay. And I said, when you connect with people, have you ever connected with someone and go, man, I wish I had their number? Or, oh my gosh, who was that person? When you connect with someone, get their contact information.
Yes.
And be consistent to stay connected to that person 5 times a year. Okay, 5 times.
Love that.
That might be like, for me, I love sending a 4th of July barbecue recipe. You know, I may reach out through Messenger, send a video text. Everybody gets a Christmas card that could possibly get lost in the shuffle. So I might do it, you know, at like I said, 4th of July, something totally different. But when I connect with someone, Suzanne, it is my heartbeat that I learn something about that person. And sometimes these are 5-second connections. I mean, very quickly, that it is a trigger word. When someone connects with me, they're going to know very quickly that I have a passion for foster adoption.
Right.
They're going to remember that. And then 2 years down the road, when their niece is battling infertility, has tried everything and is considering adoption, I'm top of mind.
Right.
Now, one thing that I want everybody to understand, I pray consistently, Lord, bring me top of mind.
There you go.
Bring me top of mind. Bring people top of mind to me. And when those people come to my mind, usually when I reach out, something exciting has just happened. They're graduating. They're hitting a next level. They're building a new home. Oh, Blenda, I'm so glad you reached out. I'm moving. Or, you know what? It's crazy that you thought of me today. I'm struggling. So I get people's contact information, may just be their email. You are very consistent, Suzanne. Every Sunday,
yes,
I get an email that it's a breath of fresh air for me. It's consistent. It gives me the mindset to start my week. So consistency is vital, but you got to get that contact information so you can consistently circle around with that person. What I say is I would love to keep this conversation going. May I have some form of contact information?
There you go.
Oh, absolutely. And it could just be through social media, whatever that may be. But when you're connecting, giving them those trigger words.
Well, and I love the way that you talk about that, because I think for some of us that are in either sales space or we're running teams or whatever it is, we have a side hustle, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The struggle is, how do I tell people, how do I say, come towards me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love the language that you just gave, which is, I want to stay in touch with you. What's the best way to do that? It's so easy. It's so conversational. We make things so complicated.
Right.
And I'm trying to tell people, don't stay in confusion. That's when if you're confused about what you're saying, people get that. So just be genuine, be honest. I like to say, wow, I do a thing every Sunday. Would you like to see it? And if it's not your thing, just unsubscribe. I don't take it personally. It's okay.
Wow.
It's not meeting your needs right now. That's okay. So I just love the way that you did that in kind of a really non-pressure, I want to pour into you kind of way. You were just magnificent at the way that you show up in that way, and that you train other leaders to do that. So I just wanted to call that out, because the way you show up in mine, like I know for nails, like we were just talking about this nail color, and every time a set is coming and my favorite colors, you tag me or you text me. You're like, hey, guess what? These colors are dropping. Go take a look. And I'm always so glad, because things fly so fast in the information realm. You are making sure that we're staying connected in that, along with other ways, but specifically for that way. And it's so appreciated by me.
Thank you. Thank you.
So talk to me a little bit. I know you've been reading a book about showing up in a consistent fashion, right? And we were talking about that. Yeah. So tell us about consistency.
I am so excited that our team is doing a book club, and that's a fun way to stay connected. And this is called The Consistency Pill. And it's by Simon Chan. I personally know him. I have heard him speak at several conferences. But the other day, I saw a graphic on Facebook, and I want to give y'all this visual. And it's somebody, and they're like climbing a ladder, and they're having to reach. It's really a stretch. And then there's someone that they're doing every rung of the ladder, just like this.
Right.
And that was such a vivid picture, Suzanne, of being consistent. I mean, my daughter has 4 children. She has to be consistent in doing laundry. She has to be consistent in going to the grocery store. Consistency in your health, consistent. I'm walking every day. You like to hike. Just think about, if you don't hike very often, and then one time a year you plan to hike, that's those stretches. So it's those daily things that become habits that are non-negotiables for you, whether that's in life or in business. I've been married 41 years, and I told my husband the other day, it is so important that we are consistent in having quality conversations that are not about our businesses, right? That are not about our children or our grandchildren, that are not about our pets, but connecting what's going on.
Yep.
And we do that every Sunday night. We kind of flush out last week, and then what you're scheduled this week, what you've got going on, so we can find those pockets of time. Because guess what? My husband's not my roommate. He's my soulmate.
There you go.
And I want to be very, very consistent that I'm connected to him, and that I know those deep things going on.
Yeah.
And fun things going on. Sometimes it's golf, sometimes it's hunting, but I want to know what's firing you up. So,
well, and choosing to show up. I mean, our entire conversation has kind of been in that realm. I mean, it's a choice that we make every day with how we're going to show up, either with consistency, with connection, with love, with hope. You have that choice. You can also sit and be a hermit and wait for someone to come towards you, or you can choose and say, you know what? I have these great relationships. I have this person I love. I'm building a team over here. I'm going to choose to show up every day, however that looks. In fact, one of the things we've talked about before is I use Morning Magic, which is a system that came out of Lee Cockrell from Disney. And part of every morning, you have to answer these questions called ARE. And part of that is, who in a relationship way, who are you affirming, right? Who and in what way every day are you doing that? And I love that A question, which is, so for me, affirmation is a really important part of my work. And so it's not only do I teach it, I practice it. So every day in some way, shape or form, I want to affirm someone just for being in the world. And that's that kind of consistency and connection piece that I think is really serving my heart. It doesn't matter about my business. It just also makes me feel better. Right.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. October's coming.
It's going to be here before we turn around.
I know, before we enter. And you're going to come to Arlington, Texas to Verve this year, which has now grown to the second year to be a 3-day conference focused specifically on women with the specific intention that these are change makers. Like that's the difference. That's, I think, what sets Verve apart a little bit. So for some, they're changing the way they're showing up as a person with their family. For some, they're starting nonprofits. We have a lot of nonprofit leaders. For some, we have venture capitalists that come because they want to be funding this. And I think that's one of the ways it sets Verve apart. And you have been a part of Verve every single year.
I love that, Suzanne.
I know it's really incredible. And so tell people a little bit about how you're going to show up at Verve with consistency and connecting this year.
Well, I show up with expectation because I know the value that's going to be in the room. And you have really no idea the little 15 minutes that I'm going to be sharing, but really teaching people about the 7 mountains of different arenas to connect with. And those 7 mountains, I bet, are going to be in that room.
Oh, yeah.
So I come up with expectations and I come to pour out and I come to get filled up. And I love how that happens. Your events are very intimate events to me. Because you have that quality time. You put us at different tables every session. I'm connecting with women. I'm learning their passions, their desires, their dreams. Suzanne, I used to tell people, I'm in your balcony cheering you on. And you know what I tell people now? I'm on your front row, girl.
Oh.
I'm on your front row. I'm there. I'm the one leaning in. I'm listening. I'm learning. And I want to cheer you on and I want to bring value to you, but I want to be a door opener. I want to connect women there that you just said something that made me think of someone else because I'm consistent in getting contact information. I know, I have a feeling you're supposed to connect, and I will connect them by email. I'll connect them by messenger, text, whatever it may be, and just say, guys, I feel like that you need to connect, and I'll let you take it from here. So I love that. And, you know, I just come with a heart to learn, and leaders are consistent learners.
Yes.
So I love to learn. It helps me grow. I love personal development. There's usually someone in the room that's really going to talk about health needs because guess what? We can have all these dreams and hopes and desires. Right. And if you don't have the health and keeping care of your body, that's not going to happen.
That's right.
So, or it's not going to happen long term. So I just come to serve. I will be there. I'll be participating in your swag. The swag is amazing. I have never been to a conference that has the amount of swag, the amount of detail. When we take a break for whatever, you know, and come back, there's a little goodie at your table, at your place setting. And I feel like I'm a person of detail. I feel like that there's just a collaboration of women that are going, we want you to be loved on. You deserve this. You've marked it on the calendar. You're choosing to invest in yourself, but we're going to invest in you.
That's right.
So I love it. It's one of my favorite conferences. Obviously, if I've done it every year, even when it was virtual during COVID.
I know. That's what I mean. And so you model what you talk about and the way that you walk in the world. And literally, I cannot wait because since last Verve, you've been a published author again, with multiple times now. Again, you've got multiple businesses happening, moving in the world. You are really pouring into the way that you're ready to show up in the next year because you're a very much of a forward thinker, and you're going to bring a lot of these lessons in the room at Verve. And I got to say, thank you for always showing up for me and for the women that come because it is truly an extraordinary event. So in the comments just now, I popped in a promo code for Blenda. So if you go to SuzanneCastle.com/Verve, you'll see that on the screen. And when you check out, when you buy your ticket and check out and you use promo code NAILS in all capitalized, you will get $140 off your ticket. So thank you, Blenda, for being here, for being in the room, and for showing up. And I think we only have 7 or 8 seats left before we're completely sold out this year. So
hurry, guys, hurry.
Hurry up, because there's 55 seats, and then that's it. We'll go to a wait list. We're not opening up more space. It's because it's a high touch. What Blenda said, it's a very high touch event. And because of that, we keep it very small and intimate so that you can meet everyone in the room. So Blenda, do you have a last tip before we get off today to share?
Suzanne, when you use the word affirmation, I love, that's my love language. And I love to affirm people. And I just want everyone to know, whether you are watching this live or by replay, I'm calling you in. I'm praying for you that today, that whether you even watch this maybe a week from now, that you feel that you are worth it. That you feel there is people that would love to lock arms with you to help you be the very best version of yourself. And Suzanne is welcome to include my email. If anyone ever needs to reach out that you're struggling or you want to share your greatest of days. In my household, we call it high lows. Yeah. Give me your high, give me your low. And this is a crazy world in lots of ways, but there's so many amazing things happening, and you've got to be in the room with those people. That's right. So I look forward to seeing you. And Suzanne, thank you. It's always a joy. I'll be speaking for 15 minutes and sharing some golden nuggets. I will also be one of the vendors there with Color Street. There's some other vendors. One that I invited that she cannot wait.
Can't wait
to meet the rock stars in the room. So I look forward to it, Suzanne. I mean that sincerely.
And thanks for sharing that. So before we get off, I want you to know that Verve is an entirely women-owned business event, yes. Meaning even our AV team is all women. Every sponsor is a woman-owned business. And so when you come, you're not only supporting how you're showing up, you're supporting how women are showing up in the world and doing it differently, doing it together. So, all right, everyone, have a fabulous Tuesday. Remember consistency, remember connecting, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Blenda. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Suzanne.